The journey to success isn't a distant dream that requires waiting for the stars to align. It's a path that's right in front of you right now. And the only thing standing between you and that destination is one simple, yet profoundly powerful act: taking massive action. You've heard it before, but I want to challenge you to feel the truth of it, not just intellectually, but in the very core of your being. Success does not come to those who wait. It does not come to those who hope and wish. It comes to those who act decisively, relentlessly, and boldly. Think about it. In every area of your life, whether it's your career, your relationships, your health, or your personal growth, there's one constant action. Nothing changes until you act. You can plan all you want, visualize, set goals, and affirm your desires, but the moment you put those plans into action, that's when real transformation happens. It's when you move from thought to reality, from intention to results. It's the moment you decide that enough is enough and you're going to take action no matter what. But here's the catch. This isn't about taking any action. This is about massive action. Most people take small tentative steps, hoping that something will change. They hope for the best while doing just enough to get by. And you know what? That's why they remain stuck. They're playing it safe. They're hiding behind their fears, their doubts, their comfort zones, thinking they're being practical or realistic. But let me tell you something, playing it safe is the biggest mistake you can make in the pursuit of success. To truly succeed, you need to be willing to take bold, massive action. Action that pushes you beyond what's comfortable. Action that challenges you to grow. When you take massive action, you stop waiting for things to happen, you make things happen. You create momentum. And once that momentum kicks in, nothing can stop you. You shift from being passive to being the creator of your own destiny. Think about the most successful people you know, the ones who've truly made an impact in the world. Were they waiting for permission? Were they sitting back hoping that life would just give them a break? No, they were taking massive action every single day. They were moving, learning, adapting, and growing at a pace that outpaced their doubts and fears. They didn't just dream big, they took the massive action needed to turn those dreams into reality. Massive action means pushing yourself to go further, faster, and with more intensity than you ever thought possible. It means embracing discomfort because you understand that growth comes from stepping outside your comfort zone. When you push yourself to take massive action, you're not just moving toward your goals, you're evolving as a person. You're learning new skills, developing resilience, and transforming yourself into someone capable of achieving everything you desire. But here's where most people falter. They get caught up in their fears. They hesitate because they don't know if they'll succeed. They wonder, what if I fail? And that fear, that hesitation paralyzes them. But let me tell you something, the fear of failure is the number one thing holding you back from success. And that fear is nothing but a figment of your imagination. Fear is the enemy of progress. It's the voice that tells you to stop before you even start. But if you truly want to succeed, you have to learn to silence that voice. You have to push through the discomfort and take action anyway. You're not going to have all the answers right away. That's the beauty of massive action. You don't need to know everything. What you need is the courage to take the first step and the willingness to figure it out along the way. When you take massive action, you learn by doing. You learn from your mistakes, you adjust your course, and you keep moving forward. Every action you take teaches you something new, something valuable. And the more you take action, the more you grow, the more confident you become, and the closer you get to your goals. Imagine if you took massive action every single day, no matter how small the steps. Imagine if you woke up every morning with the mindset that today was the day you were going to make progress toward your dream. How different would your life be in a week? A month? A year? The reality is that by taking consistent, massive action, you begin to close the gap between where you are and where you want to be. You move from idea to execution, from desire to achievement. That's how success is made. But even more than that, massive action creates momentum. Momentum is a powerful force. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, but the more it moves, the bigger it gets and the faster it goes. Momentum in your life is exactly the same. When you start taking action, no matter how small, you build momentum. You move from uncertainty to clarity. You move from indecision to confidence. And before you know it, you're in a place where success feels inevitable. You're no longer waiting for something to happen, you're making it happen. The great secret of successful people is that they keep moving even when things get tough. They don't let obstacles or setbacks stop them. They see challenges as opportunities to grow, to learn, and to get even better. When you take massive action, you develop this kind of mental toughness. You understand that failure is part of the process and you embrace it. Every time you stumble, you get back up and take more action. You don't let fear or failure define you, you let your actions define you. And let's talk about results. Massive action doesn't just lead to success, it accelerates it. The more you do, the more you create. Every effort you put in builds upon the next. And even when you don't see immediate results, know this: every action you take, no matter how small, compounds over time. You're building something. You're laying down the foundation for the life you want to create. And as long as you keep moving, you will eventually reach your destination. You just have to commit to the process and trust that your actions are getting you closer. The reality is that you have everything you need to succeed. You have the ability, the resources, and the power to create the life you want. But none of that matters unless you take massive action. Action is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It's the fuel that propels you forward even when things seem uncertain. Without action, all the dreams, goals, and desires in the world are just fantasies. But with massive action, you turn those fantasies into tangible realities. So I challenge you today, commit to taking massive action. No more waiting, no more wishing. Decide that you are going to be the one who makes things happen. Take action every day, no matter how big or small. Push through the fear. Embrace the discomfort. And keep moving forward. You are capable of far more than you realize. And the only thing standing between you and success is your willingness to take the next step. The path to success is not a mystery, it's waiting for you to step up and take action. Now is the time to create the future you desire. It's all in your hands. Massive action is not just about moving quickly or without thought, it's about consistency, commitment, and an unstoppable determination to keep pushing forward no matter the challenges. The truth is, success is never handed to you on a silver platter. It's earned through a combination of relentless effort, a willingness to stay the course, and the ability to push through barriers that seem insurmountable at first glance. The path to success demands persistence, and one of the most powerful aspects of taking massive action is the mental toughness and resilience it builds within you. Now let's talk about breaking through barriers. Every goal you set, every dream you chase will have obstacles in your path. This is inevitable. Whether you're starting a business, working on your fitness, or pursuing personal growth, there will be challenges. But the key to success lies in your ability to break through those barriers, and massive action is the tool that makes that possible. The first thing you must realize is that barriers are not permanent. They're temporary. They might feel like they're going to stop you, but they're just tests to see how committed you are to your goal. When you take massive action, you're demonstrating that you are willing to break through the toughest walls, climb over the highest mountains, and do whatever it takes to get to where you want to be. You don't let obstacles define you. Instead, you let them refine you. Each challenge you encounter teaches you something valuable, helping you grow stronger and more capable. But let's be honest, barriers can be intimidating. They can be discouraging, and when things get tough, it's easy to want to quit. The truth is, everyone faces adversity. Every single successful person you admire has encountered barriers that tried to stop them. What sets them apart is that they didn't give up. They kept moving forward. They took massive action, even when things weren't going according to plan, and they made progress because of it. Massive action requires a mindset of relentless determination. It's the kind of mentality that refuses to accept no for an answer. It's the belief that there is always a way through, around, or over any obstacle you face. When you approach every challenge with the mindset that you will find a solution, you start seeing problems as opportunities. You start to understand that every setback is a chance to learn, to grow, and to improve. In fact, every time you overcome a barrier, you're strengthening your resolve and building the resilience that will help you face even bigger challenges in the future. This is what massive action does for you. It develops a mental and emotional toughness that allows you to push through discomfort, doubt, and fear. It creates a mindset of abundance where you realize that there are always solutions and that taking action is the most powerful way to find them. The more you act, the more you become attuned to solutions. You develop the skill of problem solving in real time, and you get better at turning challenges into stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. Let me give you an example. Think about a time when you faced a major challenge in your life. Maybe it was a tough project at work, a personal setback, or a health issue. What did you do when you hit that barrier? If you're like most people, your initial instinct was probably to avoid the discomfort, to procrastinate, or to hope the problem would solve itself. But if you had taken massive action, if you had tackled that challenge head on and done something, no matter how small, what would have happened? Chances are you would have found a solution faster. You would have learned something, and you would have moved closer to your goal. Massive action isn't about perfection. It's not about getting it right every time or having the perfect strategy in place. It's about the willingness to keep going, no matter the mistakes, the failures, or the tough moments. The key is to act and to act again until you find your way through the barriers. Every time you take action, you build more and more momentum, and momentum is the secret weapon of success. Think about a snowball rolling down a hill. At first, it's small and insignificant. But the more it rolls, the bigger it gets and the faster it moves. This is what happens when you take massive action. You start small, but with every step, your momentum builds. As you continue to take action, you move faster, and the challenges that once seemed overwhelming start to shrink. The barriers that once stood in your way are no longer obstacles, they become part of the journey. You begin to see them as opportunities for growth, and you start realizing that you are capable of handling anything that comes your way. And here's something even more important. Massive action isn't just about pushing through barriers for the sake of progress. It's about growth. It's about becoming the person you need to be in order to handle the challenges that success brings. Every time you take massive action, you develop new skills, new habits, and a deeper sense of self-confidence. You prove to yourself that you are capable, that you have what it takes, and that there's nothing that can stop you. You begin to see that success isn't a one-time event, it's a result of consistently taking action, learning from your mistakes, and growing through your experiences. This is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. The successful people don't just get lucky, they build their success step by step, action by action. They commit to their goals and take massive action, even when they face obstacles, because they understand that their ability to break through barriers is what will ultimately determine their success. It's not just about having a dream or setting a goal, it's about taking the necessary steps every single day to make that dream a reality. Success isn't about avoiding difficulties, it's about having the courage, the determination, and the grit to keep pushing forward in the face of adversity. It's about taking massive action and refusing to let anything stand in your way. Because when you take massive action, you're not just moving toward your goals, you're becoming the person who is capable of achieving them. So what's the key takeaway here? It's simple. If you want to succeed, you have to act. You have to take massive action, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when you're uncertain, and even when you're facing barriers that seem insurmountable. The road to success is not a straight line, it's a series of actions, some big, some small, but all leading you toward the life you've always dreamed of. Don't let fear, doubt, or obstacles stop you. Take massive action and let the momentum carry you to success. In the end, the path to success is not found in waiting or hoping for things to change, it's found in the massive action you take today. Success is the result of relentless effort, constant learning, and an unwavering commitment to your goals, no matter how many barriers you face along the way. When you take massive action, you are not only moving closer to your desired outcomes, but you are also transforming yourself into a stronger, more capable person who is ready to handle anything life throws your way. Remember, the road to success is not about perfection, it's about persistence. Every step, every action, every failure, and every success brings you closer to who you are meant to be. The key is to keep moving forward even when things are tough. By taking massive action, you create momentum, build resilience, and prove to yourself that there is no obstacle too great to overcome. So today, decide to stop waiting and start doing. Take massive action, no matter how big or small, and trust that every step forward is a step towards success. You have the power to shape your future. Embrace that power, take control of your journey, and keep moving toward your dreams with determination and confidence. Your success is not a distant hope, it's within your grasp, and it's all in your hands. Go make it happen.